Hello, I am Liu Batchelor, and I'd like to start by telling you a story. So I have been working in video production and event curation and coaching for people who have got big ideas worth sharing for over 10 years now. But it took me a long time to admit publicly and promote the fact that I wanted to focus my business and niche in the environment, sustainability, and helping people with innovative, green, sustainable ideas. And the reason for that was because I was scared. I was scared about being called out for not being a climate expert, for being, for saying the wrong thing, for not being an expert enough, for, making it too complicated or making it too simple. And as a result, that probably stopped me from making the impact and making the changes I want to make sooner. And I believe I'm not alone in that, because communicating some really challenging messages around the environment can be really, really hard, right? And we all know it a lot of the time, sometimes the information going out can either be very complex and rather confusing. Maybe it can be a bit boring and, in a general sense, sometimes very hard for the general public to understand. And I think the impact of this is we've got amazing people with amazing ideas, businesses, social enterprises, community groups, wanting to make a difference, or someone like me wanting to give my skills to a cause that aren't doing it because they are scared of speaking up and getting called out, getting told they're wrong or they're not qualified enough. Okay, and I saw this happen. I set up the TEDx Folkestone event, so that's the TED Talks in Folkestone, and over 5 years, we only ever had one environmental talk. And I find that absolutely mind-boggling when this is one of the biggest issues we need to be dealing with right now. And those ideas are not getting seen and are not getting heard. But I believe that storytelling and bringing that more into how we communicate these challenging messages could be at the heart of how we start to tackle this problem and start to engage the wider public. Okay? And I'd like to share some things I learned from running the TED Talks in Folkestone. And the first one really was around helping people articulate very specifically the problem for the specific audience that they want to target. I think we all know the wider problem of climate change, but I mean the specific problems to an individual, right? And within that, being able to then give that person who's sharing that idea and that problem the safe space to be able to explore and find out how they articulate that problem in a way that actually resonates with people. And this is where storytelling comes in. So I started my talk here by telling you my personal experience of this challenge, okay? By bringing out the human side in it, how I experienced it at a real, authentic level. But the thing is, it's not about me, it's about you, it's about the people that we want to engage with. But, as we all hear, if I'm feeling it, the chances are that there will probably be other people that are experiencing it as well. And by sharing and using storytelling to really share your own personal experience of something, we can bring a sense of vulnerability where we're not telling people what to do. You must go green. You must make these changes. Don't you dare drive to work. Well, what if I shared instead my experience of the benefits, my challenges at the beginning, but also the benefits and how my life has been improved as a result. And this is where storytelling can be a hugely powerful tool in engaging people in a new way that doesn't feel boring, doesn't feel lecturing, and doesn't feel obligatory, okay? So it really is my mission to help organizations to create a safe space in which they can allow people to share stories, okay? And like with me, by me sharing my story, I actually was able to identify that what I thought was the limitation, that I'm not an expert, I'm not a sustainability expert, I'm a communication expert, but not sustainability. Well, actually, that was my strength, okay? Because I am not coming at it from a professional point of view. I'm coming at it from a layman's point of view that can engage and resonate with what the target audience is experiencing. So I want to make those safe spaces for people, and I've done that in a number of ways, including things like setting up TEDx events where we give local people the opportunity to share the ideas that they're working on that really matter to them. Setting up programs such as eco ambassadors, where we find people in schools or organizations that can speak up for the things that matter to them and therefore inspire others to also be able to speak up. I'm also working on, I'm really excited to try and change the model of how we talk about kind of climate change and the environment, where instead of making it kind of scary and doom and gloom, we make it engaging, we make it exciting, and we use kind of TV show style models to make it entertaining first, but with a subtle education underneath, so that people want to watch and then learn as a result, and then go on to do more actions as a result. And I'm currently working on a project which is a kind of Dragon's Den style piece where it's environmental ideas, and instead of the dragons being investors, they're members of the public, and they invest their time and their commitment to make a change. So this is what I'm really excited to do, and I want to kind of leave you with a few tips on how you can use storytelling for the environment within the work that you're doing. So the first one, very quickly, if we move on. There we go. Make it personal. Make it personal to make it authentic and engaging. It's not about you, but if you have an experience, then chances are probably someone else will resonate with that experience. Secondly, share the challenge and the why. Why are you passionate about it? Like, people resonate with you when you speak from the heart, so share why it's important to you, and you will engage people on a real level, and then they will be more open to the facts and the information that then comes after that. And finally, it's create the safe space and the time to explore these ideas. It is not easy to stand up and share something that can often make you feel quite vulnerable. So you have to create the safe space, and sometimes it's a matter of time to find the right words, but only by having that space will you eventually find them. That is me. I am upstairs next to the Low-Case stand, so if anyone wants to come and talk to me, then please do. Thank you very much.